With the advent of Easter, I've come to the Prince's Island to find a Greek church, for Good Friday, and there's one at the top of a hill, and it's a disused monastery which still functions as a church. And so here you see arriving at the island, and from this island you can actually see the disused seminary, the seminary which was closed by the Ataturk government way back when, and there was a great effort by the Greek government trying to persuade the Turkish government to reopen it. And indeed, today there is a prospect the next patriarch of Istanbul, Constantinople, the next ecumenical patriarch must by Turkish law be Turkish, and that means there are very few Turkish priests in the Orthodox Church who are eligible to be elected as ecumenical patriarch.
So this is the monastery church of St. George Canudas, I think. I'm not sure the... Oh, wait a minute, there's some stuff up here. This is Koudunas, St. George Koudunas. And the interesting thing here is this monastery goes back, or this church goes back about 1,000 years, and the icons inside are the most extraordinary mixture of 18th century and some that look to me to be about 13th or 14th century, and maybe perhaps slightly later. Very dark inside. We're not allowed to have cameras inside, but the building itself is quite charming. Anyway, the story about this monastery is that it fell into ruin, and then a shepherd rediscovered it and looked went up the hill as far as they could go until they could hear the sound of the saint in his grave, and they refounded the monastery. So I think this building is much later, but as I say, there's icons in the church which seem to me to be very old. There are also icons which seem to me to be fairly 18th, 19th century, and then there's some other icons. It's a very beautiful church and still functioning in a modest way. So there will be a service here, I think, this evening. There'll be a service here tomorrow, I think, tomorrow morning, to celebrate the harrowing of hell, the breaking of the doors of hell. And there's a dog here who doesn't want to leave. Hello. There we are. There we are. Let's go outside. There's a charming olive grove, and we're quite literally at the top of the hill. It's exhausting getting up here. But the view from the Princeps Islands is astronomical. And well worth it, really. There will be a service down in the town, I think, this evening, the Epitaphios service.
What's so special about this church is that not everyone who's coming here is Greek, not everyone is Christian, and Turks and Muslims join the Greeks and the Christians to come to pray at the church. It's something unexpected and rather pleasing to see. The feast day of St. George on the 23rd of April is coming up, so I expect there'll be lots of pilgrims coming here shortly.